Keep records. Keep meticulous records at all times. When you don't have records, it's impossible to regularly improve your loft, birds, or results. A bird should leave a paper trail from the moment it enters your loft. Everything that a bird accomplishes, including training, breeding, racing, health, and outcomes, should be documented. Health. 75% of the equation is good health. Racing pigeons, like any other athlete, require optimum health in order to compete at their best. It's pointless to buy top-notch birds if you don't keep them in top shape. A world-class pigeon that is unwell and unhealthy falls into the same category as a losing pigeon. As a result, make health a priority. The basket never lies. The basket is always telling the whole truth. This goes hand in hand with number one. You may have your favorites in your loft or birds that look wonderful, but the end outcomes speak louder than words. Your best birds will always be identified in training tosses and racing. This is why it is critical to maintain accurate records. Quality is more important than quantity. Simply put, a few good pigeons are preferable than a large number of poor ones. Not to mention that they are simpler and less expensive to maintain. Use the fundamentals and your records to help you identify your best and most consistent birds and use them as the foundation of your loft. Good pigeons to start up with. Start with a good foundation. Begin by assembling a group of 2 to 4 pairs of high-quality breeders. The basket, records, and results are always the best methods for selecting birds. Never take someone's word for it. Instead, use real data to make informed decisions. All pigeons must earn their perch old birds in stock or the race team the full year. Successful flying takes a 365-day commitment. This is self-explanatory, but just because the race season is finished doesn't mean you should stop caring for your birds. In fact, this is the best moment to conduct a thorough audit and reformulate your loft and birds based on previous year's results. Devise a strategy and sow the seeds for the following season. One, only have good pigeons. 2. The pigeons must be measured by performance. 3. Provide a home loft which is dry and healthy with plenty of space. 4. Provide your birds with quality food and clean water. 5. Master the skill of feeding your pigeons to get them at the optimum weight and full of energy for each race day. 6. Have a training system that builds a pigeon's strength and speed, and then allows them to peak free of stress and full of energy on race day. 7. Have a preventative medicine regime that has the minimum impact on you. Racing program. 8. Spend quality time with your pigeons. Get to know them. Observe what motivates them to get that extra winning 1%. 9. Keep records about your pigeons' habits and performances. Ideas for improving, mistakes you have made, plans for the future, ways to improve, etc. 10. Be selective using performance as the yardstick fitness tips for racing pigeons. To properly understand fitness indicators in racing pigeons, we need to identify the actual demands of the specific race event we intend to enter. We also need to realize that there are different degrees of fitness and that the fitness curve can be manipulated. Fitness can also be ruined before a race by ill-considered changes in the road training program and/or omissions in the bird's diet. General fitness is achieved through regular exercise. If, say, a training program consists only of daily home training of less than 60 minutes and isn't supplemented with perhaps 2 road training flights a week, then don't expect your pigeons to be ready for race competition. But general fitness is only the foundation. Generally, fit pigeons that aren't prepared for strenuous competition will lack the strength to score because they can't keep up with the leaders. In other words, In addition to general fitness, we need race condition and peak form. Race fitness. Racing pigeons need to be exposed to strenuous exercise from time to time to advance their general fitness to top form. This also helps improve the bird's mental readiness. You need to determine the average time the pigeons are expected to spend on the wing by analyzing the distance to be flown and the expected weather conditions of the race event. The training program must then be formulated to meet these demands. A good fancier realizes that pigeon keeping is 365 days a year commitment. They obviously need quality food, clean water, and cleaning out every day to maintain high hygiene levels. In addition, you need some quality time with your pigeons, simply observing them and getting them acquainted and unafraid of you so they have confidence in you and a love for their loft and home. It is important to keep an eye on their health. Sick pigeons do not win races. It is better to have a preventative medicine regime planned so it has the minimum impact during breeding and racing. If we are observing the hints above, we have good pigeons, well fed and fit. To get that little bit extra, we need to motivate them. Spending time observing your pigeons will provide with that little bit of insight into each individual pigeon, so you will know when they are at their best and what will motivate them best to fly home quickly. The other overlooked attribute of a good fancier is an excellent memory or good record keeping. I go for the latter. I take a notebook with me every time I visit the loft and write down observations and ideas mostly about the pigeons, but it could be about the loft, training, diet, etc. I also suggest that one has a plan or objective written down that you refer to. Ensure that the actions you take are all positive steps on the road to meeting your planned objectives. As mentioned earlier, you need to keep good or excellent pigeons, and we measure them by training or racing performance. Stock pigeons the ability to breed winning racers. The keeping of records enables you to objectively assess each pigeon at the end of the season. To compare performances is not easy or always objective. I therefore give pigeon performance points on a sliding scale. Make a plan. Make a plan. In the long run, strategy will always win out over luck. Therefore, if you plan on relying on luck or chance to win races, you're definitely better off saving your money and getting a strategy. A new pastime. Treat pigeon racing as a legitimate sport, your pigeons as legitimate athletes, and yourself as a legitimate coach. Are you stumped as to where to begin? First and foremost, your plan should always begin with these 10 commandments. Fine-tune your loft with your records and race with just your best and proven birds and build from there. And if you're still unsure where to begin, this tried and true system can help you get started. Love of the loft. Infuse in your birds a love of the loft mentality. Spend quality time with your birds and your record will improve. Give your birds regular, calm, and caring care to earn their trust. This ought to motivate them. Satisfied and unconcerned. This tender treatment will feed their natural desire to return home, and it will help them speed up or urge them to achieve their best results on race day. The loft matters. It's all about the loft. Many fanciers undervalue the impact of their loft on their results. The loft is where it all begins and where all of your efforts are focused. Maintain it as a genuine champion by keeping it clean, dry, orderly, and pleasant for your racing pigeons. The most difficult fact to accept is that there is no single secret to success. No matter how much you study eye sign, wing theory, body type, genetics, etc., any one of these factors in isolation will not guarantee you success. If it did, the sport of pigeon racing would be simple. One would simply buy or breed pigeons with one of the attributes that guarantee success, and our sport would lose its major attraction, the complex mystery of how do you buy, breed, and train pigeons to win. I have written a few pointers below that are my opinion that are major contributors to success, and look forward to the reader's reaction. Final tip: come up with your own equation. You must be aware of the unique circumstances that make up your loft and design a specialized strategy for dealing with them. It's an individual trip to the top of the race once more. Sheets. So knowing your individual needs, your schedule, your birds, the races you'll be participating, the system you'll be using, and everything in between is critical to your success in this activity.
Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me: a comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with.